Welcome to the Brant and Sherry Oddcast, sponsored by America's Christian Credit Union. To order Brant's latest book, Life is Hard, God is Good, Let's Dance, or to find out more about the show, go to BrantHansen.com.
If you're not feeling like talking to God, talk to God about it. I do that. I ask him what's going on. I'll tell him, I really don't feel like it. I don't know why. What's up? Then I'll tell him what I need, talk about what I'm thankful for. But look, this is the kind of conversation we can have with him. It's not this dry religious thing where you have to play pretend with him. That's what's so wonderful about it. Hope this makes sense. I don't want to act like a servant.
What do you mean?
Well, thank you. I wanted to be intriguing, but still makes sense. That's the sweet spot. I don't want to act like one. I want to be one. And I feel like the difference is, for me, as I'm trying to think about this in my own head, I'm genuinely rooting for this person that I'm helping versus acting like I'm rooting for this person. Now, there's some validity in like making yourself do something. Right. But what I actually want to do is be praying for this person so that my heart, it makes it easier. Mm-hmm. Like when I'm serving somebody, it just makes sense to do what I'm doing because I'm for them. Going to start a big national movement, I think, when I get a moment.
Okay, yeah, some free time.
There really ought to be playrooms all over the airports.
I would agree.
For kids, little things to climb on, little like.
I've seen some in some airports.
Not many.
That's true. That's a great point.
They'll do like museum things, like, oh, here's an old blah, 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 an old car that got manufactured here. Like, whatever. We need something to crawl on. That's what.
What can this kid?
That's what these kids, so many little kids, like they're looking for something. You might hear us talking to God a lot on this show, and I'm not the best at it. I'm just sharing as I go. My wife used to homeschool our kids, and she would always stay like a day ahead. She'd teach them Latin. She's like, I don't know Latin, but I know one day more than they do. Same thing with math, all that stuff. And it worked out beautifully, but like that's kind of the vibe here. Mm-hmm. We're sharing as we go and as we grow. But you might get discouraged if you've got little kids yourself, or you've got a situation where you're just like, I don't have time. Good grief. And I picked the little kids stage because that's maybe the busiest time of life if you're ever someone who has little kids. You can go ahead, try to relate to God even while you're with your baby. Right then and there, you can talk with him. By the way, this stage of life, it's so busy. It goes by fairly quickly, but while you're in it, go ahead and relate to God. Talk to him while you're with your baby. What Jesus says is so much more profound than can be reduced to the words life hack. But it's also so wise, it does make your life better. Everything he is saying, for instance, letting your yes be yes and your no be no, that means all the stream of words that we will use to manage our image, to make excuses, to spin things, to we're done with that.
All the PR is done.
Yeah, what a relief. And we all are spin masters too. And that was the thing that Jonathan Haidt wrote about like, no matter who's in the White House, they'll trot somebody out there to make sense out of something, no matter what.
Yep.
And we all do that in our own heads. We have our own PR spokesman. We all go to the podium and try to explain, right? No, here's why that was okay. Like, that's a lot of work. And to be done with that is so good. This has to be for the podcast.
Okay.
I'm afraid I tried to get AI to draw an image of Gonzo descending into an NFL stadium in a hot air balloon. And it couldn't do it.
It really?
No, it kept messing up Gonzo. Or
did you upload Gonzo? Or
yes, I'm like, here's Gonzo.
Okay.
And then it would give me like, that's not the color of his beak. That doesn't look like Gonzo. Yeah. So I was trying to make the point that the crowd would go bananas if we did a halftime show. Yeah. First it's Kermit, and then later on, oh, look, what's up there? Oh, here comes Gonzo in a balloon. Right. But I couldn't make the point because I couldn't generate the image. And my fear, and this is that the AI is going to go straight to killing everybody.
Without that interim of helping us.
We should at least get the interim where you can make Gonzo. Right?
So it's not helpful.
Right. Don't just skip, fine.
Right.
But in between, we should have a golden era where you can do it right.
And there's always a golden era,
there
right?
Is,
throughout history.
Let us have
that. Oh, that was nice.
I asked AI, let us have that. So one of our sponsors, I think you're really going to like them, America's Christian Credit Union. And I appreciate them because they sponsor the podcast, but also we bank with them and love it. Yeah. They offer some really great rates on stuff. It's just all the usual banking stuff you can take advantage of. And they use the money for good things. Mm-hmm. It's a not-for-profit thing. So it's not just some mega corporation that's off doing who knows what with your money. You're like, I don't want to do that. So thank you. And if you go to this link when you sign up, they even have an interest-bearing checking account right now you might be interested in. You got like 4% on a checking account. But you just go to americaschristiancu.com/Brant. And it helps our podcast too if you do that link, americaschristiancu.com/Brant. United Faith Mortgage supports what we are doing here, and we are so thankful. They are a family business that's a direct lender. They can help with mortgages and refinances, including cash out refinances. And for every closed loan, United Faith Mortgage makes a donation to help heal kids in the name of Jesus through Cure International Children's Hospitals. United Faith Mortgage. If you want to find out more, including their story about being direct lenders, check out unitedfaithmortgage.com.
United Mortgage Corp. NMLS number 1330. Equal housing lender.
Somebody said, don't say after somebody passes away, well done, good and faithful servant.
Why?
Because that's God's thing to be able to say.
Oh, okay.
We don't know.
Yeah.
We find out later, oh, wow, didn't know that was going on.
Right.
Okay, so why do we pretend like we do know, and we don't have to? And I know people mean well, but I thought that's an interesting point.
Yeah.
And I like it because it corresponds with how much we actually know. Mm-hmm. Another thing I was wondering about, or thinking about was, there's so much exposure going on with the Epstein files and with the stuff that Mike Winger is doing about church people. Yeah. And generally, I know I could add a caveat, which is when things are revealed that involve people who are innocent and like, well, that shouldn't have come out.
Right.
You know, and there's been millions of documents where people are like dragged into stuff like had nothing to do with anything. Didn't get covered.
Right.
But in general, I'm just all for it.
For the uncovering?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of evil?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, people make threats against people for like Winger gets threats, for instance. Like, we'll just.
Yeah. I think that I'm amazed. I guess we can say names. What's the difference? I was watching Bill Gates' wife answer questions, and I guess I'm just amazed that like it always feels like the questions, to your point of all for it, it always feels like the people who are actually abused or hurt, the people that were sort of got the shrapnel of it all. We're still always kind of asking them or sending them back through, and the actual people who inflicted pain don't seem to always get as much of the dragging. And so I think it is good because those people have to live with that. The people who were abused have to live with that for the rest of their lives. Yeah.
And it's so when people attack people for exposing without attacking any of the methodology or actually even making an argument or go after the victims.
Yeah.
It's just, I wonder what is that? Like,
I don't know.
If it's, because there's a gullibility that goes with that too, I feel like, where you're so tied in emotionally that your emotion is prioritized over logic, which is what gets a lot of people in trouble and gets taken advantage of in the first place. When it comes like to this church stuff, is this massive gullibility where it's emotion over logic, emotion over logic. I want this to be true so bad. I want to be inside something that's happening that no one else understands or whatever's happening. But I'm wondering about that too. Like, why the gullibility?
Can we call that out in ourselves, I wonder? Based on your book, The Truth About Us, can we see it?
Yeah, I think
is anybody
more
ever
aware of it?
Can we? You think?
I feel like I'm kind of preaching to the choir by saying we're biased and we need to call that into question, all of our different biases, and have humility about what we know. But that begs the question for a lot of people, I think, who are otherwise pretty smart about things, but there's something going on where they're emotionally connected. And that overrides reason and logic. And, and I'm not all logical, by the way, not all completely. That's a Chesterton thing. He's like, a lot of people who lose their minds are logical, but they're only logical.
Right.
Like the circle's too
it
small.
All makes sense.
It all in their heads. They could out argue you about why the radio waves are affecting their brains and they're being listened to, and then this and that. They've got it all figured out. So you don't want to be only logical, but you don't want to be there want to be absent logic either. But I feel like there's something going on where you're like, I see this thing and it makes me so emotional. Yeah, but there's also this. No, don't talk about that.
Right.
I feel like that happens all the time now. Do you think with the charismatic thing, having some background in that, that there's a particular kind of gullibility that's related to either being inside? Because I keep hearing this language as I'm listening to Mike Winger or other people, and he's a charismatic. He's pro this stuff.
Yes. Not
a cessationist, but like there's this new outpouring or this new revelation or new prophetic era where it's always this new thing. And so what I'm hearing is people think I'm on the inside of this thing.
Yes. It's
which I really like.
Words like revelation, words like it can get really spooky, like portals or something like that. It's something that you have that no one else knows or sees. And if you start tearing at that even just a little bit, it is very scary if your hope is not built on Jesus alone. If it is Jesus, sure, but then this revelation, and then the church is going to do this, and then we're going to do, it's a whole bunch of stuff. I'm telling you this from being still charismatic and Pentecostal, so I still hold to it and grateful, for what it has. Yeah. But if we have built a bunch of stuff that it starts not being tethered to Jesus, I'm gonna be honest, or discipleship, it's just kind of it's revelation is a big word, and I'm not against that, but then if you come and tell me whoever told you that is whatever, and I've heard, please think of this, I've heard 8 other people say it. Now I'm rocked because it's like, well, was that true or not? And I can't go there. So then you must be wrong. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, just see that all over the place in so many ways. I've got my in group. We're on the inside.
Yes.
We really know.
Yes, that is right.
What's going on. And so anyone who questions it's like, you're not tearing at an idea. You're tearing at my
identity.
Self.
I put my identity
right. I'm living this
it.
narrative.
Yes.
And you're tearing my narrative.
Yeah. And that
cannot be tolerated.
Yeah. And if I try to discredit someone who has that same kind of narrative, or we've all bought into it, you're connected. And
right.
Listen, I understand it. I really, really do. But boy, yeah, that's tough.
Yep. So how to conclude?
Okay.
Anyway, I had this idea for Gonzo, and he's in a balloon, and the crowd's like going crazy.
Yeah. But you can't get it done.
I can see it though.
I know. I'm sure it's wonderful. I can see it.
That would be electric.
Yes.
It would transcend the game.
The Brant and Sherry Oddcast, sponsored by America's Christian Credit Union. To find out more about the show, go to BrantHansen.com.